Hi, Bianca. Hey, thank you for calling in and talking to us about this exciting episodes of Grey's Anatomy, which your first episode already aired, in fact, I believe.
Yes, yes, it did. Thank you for having me. Yeah, last week's episode was the first of a wonderful, heartwarming, heartbreaking little arc for me.
I know and it's also a very timely thing because it just celebrated what the 400th episode, and I want to say 18 or 19, which is unbelievable for any type of television show.
Yeah, record-breaking, 18 seasons. It's amazing. I mean, the show is stronger than ever. It's incredible.
So tell us first, what drew you into this project for yourself? How did you get on board onto a Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah, so I mean, the typical casting process. I think it was it was a very fast turnaround, and I was really pleasantly surprised that it was going to be more than, Grey's rarely has their guest characters come in for more than one episode. So I was just elated when it was going to be like a 4-episode arc. So that was just a wonderful surprise on top of it all.
Did you know you were auditioning for a 4-episode arc, or you were just going in for, you wanted like a guest spot?
Just going in for it, and then it was, further revealed. They keep things under wraps pretty well, so yeah.
So you must have been elated when you found out it was a multi-episode arc.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm curious on like a Shonda Rhimes project like this. Do you know what you're auditioning for in the first place?
You have an idea. I mean, sometimes perhaps there's a set of dummy sides, but I would say what I auditioned for was a very emotional scene. As if you get a chance to see the episode or the episodes coming up, there's a lot at stake for Kristin Clark and her husband Simon, and so one of those scenes was very much brought the tears, you could say. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you are no stranger to these type of roles too. You love them.
I love crying. No. I will say, it's something that definitely, the dramatic roles do find me. So
is it easy for you to play dramatic roles? Because I know you play a lot of different. You've been in horror, you've done comedy, yeah. But what about these dramatics? It's just like that.
Yeah, I would say, I think specifically with Kristin on Grey's, that storyline of, your husband has cancer and you have a baby, and just that real struggle of will the father get to meet the baby? Those kinds of things are just, there's such high stakes that I think it is my job to just, kind of be in the reality of the circumstances. And I think it's as simple as that, but I know that also like what I do is a very weird job where I'm, having to like embody other people. But for me, I'm just like, well, that just seems, if I were really going through those circumstances, it would be heartbreaking. So.
Well, I'll admit, I have seen that episode and it is heartbreaking. So just to sit down and talk to you about it, just like, I just want to tear up just to think about the relationship between Kristin and Simon in those episodes. That's amazing.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So So tell us how your chemistry worked with Cedric, who plays Simon on this show.
Yeah. Cedric is, I mean, it was such a pleasure to work with him. I mean, we met on set and said, hi, husband, hi, wife. And that's how we kicked it off. And, it's just, it is really nice when the chemistry can be so organic, and he's just such a sweet, lovely person that I think we were just like, yeah, we're here, and we're a married couple, and it was just all so easy, and it just worked out casting wise that we got paired together. And a lot of people were coming up to us while we were filming and saying like, we're watching you guys and seems so sweet. And you're like, yes, great. There's a lot of love behind the camera too, when you're appreciative of who you're working with. So
I mean, it is a formula of Grey's Anatomy. Obviously, there's all these patients with the situations, but I think it's like the writing somehow puts you in that perfect emotional state. I mean, the scene between like you and Cedric in bed together, cuddling was, I mean, that was heart-wrenching to see, is because you both could show that love together.
Yeah, it is such a testament to the writing. The way the dialogue is written and the scenes are written really, and I was sharing this with one of the writers. It really like lends itself to make the performance and the believability of everything so flawless. I mean, the episode airing May 19th was written by Julie Wong, and I have a scene where I have a bit of a monologue, and I came up to her afterwards and I said, thank you so much for writing this. Thank you, because your words, like I didn't even have to add anything onto this, like your words were enough, and you're such a talent. It's just so great to work with people like that.
So how you personally got into the headspace of Kristin, because she's at this emotional crossroads where, as Simon is just using his humor to brush off the fact, at the face of death, but you're not accepting that.
Yeah. I think really like one of the things that did it for me was wearing the pregnancy belly. I'm not actually pregnant. I think that's really kind of worth saying. I don't think I've ever stated that before, but I'm not actually pregnant. I'm only playing pregnant on Grey's Anatomy. But wearing that baby belly, and even the way it sat on me, I had to kind of hold it, in a way that that would be held, naturally, and to just kind of like walk around with that and feel that just literally added to the weight of the character and the circumstances, and really palpably made it a reality, acting across Cedric, who would be in an hour and a half before everyone else to get prosthetics for his chemo makeup, and so looking at him, it's just all the circumstances lend itself to what you guys get to see.
I wonder which one of you had the easier job in this case.
It was so funny because we would be acting, and Cedric is like pretty much, he's in remission for, I mean, not remission, but his cancer's progressing. And so he's most of the time laying down. And sometimes he would just turn to me and he goes, what do you think my blocking is going to be for this scene? Which is funny because of course he's going to be like not walking around, like, so yeah, there's, levity in that. So.
Was it difficult for you to walk around?
I definitely had to learn the like pregnant waddle, because 32 weeks and beyond of pregnancy, there's a certain way that you walk, and I definitely had to practice that. Yeah.
I was gonna say 32 weeks to play a character that was 32 weeks, and especially this is a very tough situation for
Yeah.
Kristin because the fact is that it's not that time to give birth yet, and who knows how much time he has left. That's
Yeah.
it's a remarkable storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so heavy. It's so heavy. And I remember there'd be, you know, in the episode, our last episode with Chris Carmack and with Camilla, there'd just be a point where we were looking at each other and we're like, this is heart wrenching, you know, and really feeling the reality of all that. It's, yeah, definitely hits.
As an actor, how do you hold back your tears to make sure that you don't cry, or do you have to?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's honestly, it's saving your tears for the right camera is unfortunately the very technical, you know, way of, you know, that's the reality of it. But yeah, it's uh it was heavy hitting for sure.
Well, I could tell you which line that is hard to hold back tears is when either of you say "Hello Forever." I mean, that is I really have no idea how the writers of Grey's Anatomy will pull this off.
Came up with that, or yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it just gives you just such a sense of history of like the two of them, and oh man. Oof. Yeah.
But this is this is amazing is because I'm trying to think it's a 3 or 4 episodes that the recurring role that's actually calling for. So you already know how it ends.
Yeah. I do. I do. No spoilers there. I haven't even told any of my friends or family what happens because I want them to be just as surprised. But yeah.
I was gonna say you've been in many projects before in series. Is it hard to keep secrets away from friends and family when you get onto these type of projects?
It can be, yeah. I will say most of the time I'm just like, well, this is what it is, you know, because it's my inner circle. But there are things that feel like a special surprise. And for me, this, you know, this arc on Grey's leading up to the finale, you know, is just so, it's something that I definitely wanted to preserve. So no one really knows how it ends. So you're not getting it out of me, and neither are they.
I for you personally, how do you like to do these reveal surprises with friends and family? Do you watch it with them, or do you kind of like let them watch it on their own and then call each other or text?
I'm having a viewing party for this.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So that's been fun. That's been fun.
that
And for those who can't watch it, they'll watch it in their own time and then tell me what they think. But yeah, it's been, yeah, special.
are are you doing the viewing party so that you can see if they any of them tear up?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it was so funny. Like last week's episode, uh, one of my friends, Nikki, she just, I think probably the "Hello Forever" scene. You know, it seems to be like the one. She just turned and just like her eyes were just like puffy and red, and she was like, "Well, I'm crying." Yeah.
How do you react to something like that? Do you, when if knowing that people get teary eye, especially like a scene like that, do you feel proud maybe that you you've done your job, you're good at it?
I think I think for me, you know, I when I'm watching, it's a very interesting, kind of very neutral space. But I definitely, I mean, for me, if it's evoking any kind of emotions, I mean, not just for this, but if it's a comedy and people are laughing, like for me, that just shows that there's truth happening. And so that's all I can ask for, you know.
What is your preferred genre that you love to act in?
I would love to do more comedy, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, crying, obviously we love to cry, but yeah, comedy. I mean, some of my favorite, my like I looked up to Lucille Ball, Diane Keaton. I mean, these are women who not only do comedy but like physical comedy. Um, that's that's kind of where I'd love to just tap more into.
That is wonderful. Um, Grey's Anatomy has always, for the past 18, 19 years, is always good for diversity and representation. Your background is Afro Latinx. Could you talk about because this is something that in the past year alone they've been talking about more and more. But you've been in business for quite some time, actually.
Yeah, been it's been very interesting to see this shift. It's been, to me, honestly, a breath of fresh air, because I think for a very long time there was only one box that I could fit in, and so I had to conform to that box in order to get work. And so I had my manager tell me to chemically straighten my hair, and I did. And
Mhm.
I had to be myself, but alter myself in order for people to understand me. And when we open up roles and when we open up the, um, if when we open up these nuanced categories of what people can be, we actually give them permission to fully show up and be themselves. So, this is sort of the first time that I can say, yes, I am Afro Latina. These are, I can show up fully as myself and not have to worry about not being cast because, oh, well, her hair's too curly and that's not how I see it. It's like, well, this is how I am and this is who I am. And so let's get beyond that and actually see if I am talented and fit the role. And so it becomes one less hurdle. And I'm ecstatic that it's become like, I feel like it's like a new lexicon in like Hollywood's vocabulary. And it's like, yeah, we've been here. So
Well, I mean, it's a very strong relief because I remember you from your previous roles, and you had straight hair though, and this here is your real natural hair.
yeah.
So it must be great that it's kind of funny. It's like trying to tell you, like, now you don't have to pretend, but I keep on forgetting that you're an actor. You have to pretend.
It's my job to pretend, but at least I can show up as myself and then pretend. Yeah.
Do you now see this like an opportunity, like more doors are being opened, or do you still feel like you're still fighting for roles?
I think that there's just more opportunity for more opportunity. I think um, it's been interesting seeing this, Afro Latina, Afro Latinx come up in castings because, that wasn't there before. And so it creates a window of opportunity, but also, I've, if anyone's familiar with my career, I have been blessed with opportunities. So it's not like there was less, but perhaps there might be more. Only time will tell. You know?
So then this. So what got you started into this industry in the first place? What made you catch that acting bug?
I'm an Angelino, born and raised, and I just kind of think I came out of the womb ready to be an actress. But actually, growing up here kind of showed me, I got these messages basically about how difficult it would be to actually pursue my dreams. And I think by the time I was 16 and not on the Disney Channel, I figured my career was over. And so I I went and I studied psychology, and I was ready to jump into some other things, and then realized that I really love this. And so I thought, I'll give myself 5 years. And if I don't book a single thing in 5 years, then I'll become a therapist. And while I'm still acting. So
I was gonna say you had a lot of projects that I actually recall, and they're all a lot of successful ones, in fact, too.
yeah.
Great. Well, Bianca, let's talk. I think you have a personal project that you're involved with Stronghold. Could you tell us more about Stronghold here?
Yeah, absolutely. So Stronghold is my first venture into acting and producing. And I was the lead actress on that, as well as Jacqueline Fleming and Oliver Rayon. And for me, it's an indie thriller, but it's really the opportunity that we had to take a narrative and, have agency. Everyone that we've brought on have been women of color, um, and that's so important to me. The people that I want to bring along on this ride, I really think it's about like inclusion and bringing in these voices that you don't often see in front of the camera and also behind the camera. And so I'm really proud of that, just based on that alone. And we're in post-production, and we're trying to get those festival deadlines. So there's definitely more to come.
Can you give us like a brief synopsis? Because I understand it's not a comedy, it's not a drama, but it's what, a thriller or something like that?
It's a thriller. Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic thriller about a mother-daughter relationship, and a stranger kind of comes in and throws their whole dynamic upside down. There might be tears, we love a good Bianca cry. So if you're looking for that, I think you'll find it.
Of course, I know you played so many different roles. Which are you playing on this one? The mother or the daughter?
Right? I know. I am playing the daughter. I'm playing the daughter.
Wow. Well, I guess we'll all be excited once that hits the festival circuit for Stronghold. But just one last thing about Stronghold. What was it like putting that producer hat on this time around?
Yeah, I mean, doing producing and acting at the same time was an incredible experience. I mean, there's so much work, and I really have a knack for producing. I'm very like I'm very like logical, and I like efficiency. And so having it's almost like two sides of my brain come together, the artist, and then also just like okay, this, we need to move on, and we need to get this going, and coming together it was a challenge, and one that I think I was able to fully step into, but not without like the support of a lot of people around me. It really takes a community.
I think this is good experience, and I know your fans probably want me to ask you about the Fosters, which is a great television show for you. Tell us about the best memories of being on that show, and do you miss it?
Yeah, I would say, I remember like there would be the days that we would film like our beach scenes, because our school took place on the beach, and we would have to like go to Long Beach to film these beach scenes, because our school was by the beach, and I remember like we'd have to be up so early to get to Long Beach, and you'd just be like so tired. But then by the time you got there, the sun was rising, And it was just like this just wave of gratitude of just like, I'm I'm on a TV set, I'm on the beach, and I'm watching the sunrise, and I get to work today. And those little memories infused with the friends that I made on that set and the experiences that I had, I think when I think back to Foster's times, like those are the memories that really hit the hardest for me.
And that's why you're good at your craft. Bianca, one last thing before I let you go. I'm going to circle back to Grey's Anatomy. I'm going
Yes.
to ask for a spoiler here. I don't know if you're going to give it to me, but please tell me the baby's name is not Simon.
Ah! That is teased. That is teased so many times through the arc, through the next couple episodes that you guys are going to watch. I cannot say, but as Kristin, I want to name the baby Simon, and Simon does not. So we're gonna see who wins in this battle, because it definitely is a point of contention between the two of them. So
Oh God! So we're going to have to watch 3 more episodes of this Simon debate.
yep, gonna have to.
Well, Bianca, hey, it's been a pleasure carrying this conversation about you and Grey's Anatomy, and hopefully we'll circle back around again to get more deeper conversation about Stronghold during the festival circuit.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure as well.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Next time.
Thanks.
Bye.